Morning, guys. Today I'm just here to do a tattoo progress update. I'll apologize ahead of time for my voice. I'm still recovering from the tongue split. This is actually done the same day as I did my tongue split video, so even though it's coming up a week later, I'm just keeping my schedule. That's just the way my posting frequency works out. I had uh, I had an appointment to get tattooed the day after my tongue split, and I was even willing to go, but my wife and the shop manager, Kevin, that I do the podcast with, both told me I was crazy and I should heal my tongue. So they had my best interest at heart, I'm sure. Even though I'm pretty positive I could have pulled it off and could have healed it all, they might be right that it might have been better off. So I skipped a week, but I got back at it this week, and we got onto my chest again. So in the glare of the light, you can't see it, but there's a lot done there. It looks great. So all the little lines that we did on my chest, we shaded off of. It really, really popped these eyes out, and I think it's changed this whole thing. It's more next level now. And I think once these pictures start going up and stuff like that, people start seeing these videos like this, and then you map that onto the rest of my body over time, because obviously I'm not giving up on this anytime soon. I think again people are gonna start seeing how much potential there is with black on black and color and all that, because that made a huge difference. Um, I kept saying for a couple videos there that I really needed to figure out like the one last element kind of thing to kind of make everything pop, and I think that the missing element was using Panthera instead of dynamic. Not that there's anything wrong with the dynamic black, with a perfectly solid black, but um, I told the shop manager, Kevin, the way I think of Panthera versus dynamic isn't even so much now like, oh, it's darker or lighter. It's almost like it's comparing apples and oranges in a way, where you could get a black with either, really, but they're going to be a different color. Like, it's almost like you're putting orange and red together. Like, they're not the same. It's not the same tone. I don't know what it is, because the ingredients are almost the same, or even the same completely. I don't know for sure. Pretty sure they're almost identical, but it ends up being like a different tone. And I've done enough of it now that there's no denying it anymore. So what that's going to mean for me is going to be gradually redoing this stuff with Panther as well. We did some. This line I mentioned was really bothering me. It just keeps kind of falling out. And this one in general is a little bit light in places, or lots of places. So we're going to do pretty well everything all over again with Panthera, but we're just going to pick away at that when we're doing other things. So like anytime we're in that area anyway, we'll just add like a little bit more of the old stuff we'll add to. It re-outlines the bottom of this one, even though it didn't really need it. Just because it was looking a little soft and he was worried it was going to do the same thing as this one. So we were down there anyway, so we may as well have. But yeah, we're going to do, like, these ones don't need it as bad. We'll kind of do it as they need it. But yeah, we'll be adding a Panthera Black to all this to match it up to the chest. And I said from the start that this was going to take quite a while to get right. And I'm not afraid of it taking that long to do. So the ones on the side probably don't need it anytime soon. So it's going to be just the ones on the stomach that we do more than anything. And I think it's mostly because the stomach is a little harder to saturate and line and dot and all that anyway. So just using a darker, or not, just a different ink even. It may be darker ink, sure, maybe that is the correct phrasing. Will just go a long way in making the bottom match up to the top. So anyway, yeah. I don't even know how many times. I always say I have no idea how many times my chest has been tattooed. It just keeps going up and up. But it's starting to get to the point with my chest tattoos where, sorry, lighting's a little off again. I could almost fall asleep getting my chest tattooed. So many people don't understand, like I don't know. They must think like, because I've heard so many people say the chest hurts so much, and maybe that is true. Maybe there's just like very few nerve endings left in mine. I don't know. I don't ever really remember disliking the feeling of having my chest tattooed, but as time goes on, it's becoming almost like therapy. So I look forward to chest days almost as much as arm days now, where it's really, really easy. Because even when we were realigning that part of my stomach, um, that was easily the harder part of the tattoo. Um, was just realigning those pieces on my stomach. So this took about 3 hours to do all of this. So we're going to keep bringing this shading all over the place. And these aren't done yet either. There's going to be some dots in here. And there's going to be some more connection between the armpit and the chest over there, just like there is over here. There's going to be obviously some silver and some red highlights kind of all over the place in here. I don't have the picture in mind, but Rick does. Rick told me during this session for the first time, he knows exactly what this whole monster looks like. Like, he had an idea before. He had an idea that he's had for the last 6 months of what he wants this thing to look like. It was, we both kind of brainstormed this creature based on some ideas. We had a whole lot of references, and then it was like, okay, well, we've got ideas. We're not sure how we're going to get them all done. But now, for the first time, he has a real clear picture in his head of what this whole thing looks like. And that was so cool to hear. Because now it's just about doing the steps. We don't really need to learn how or like the road we're going to take to get there anymore. So we're talking about in between things. We're going to be like darkening areas with this kind of shading to kind of push the tentacles out. I've been saying about maybe we're going to end up lightening the areas to make the tentacles the dark source, but I think it's going to end up going the other way around, where we're going to darken everything around the tentacles instead, and then use the tentacles as a light source and just put more like highlights in the tentacles to push them forward. So it was kind of reverse of what I was going to, or originally thinking it would be, but in either case, that works for me. I was talking to him about what I want to do on my shoulders already. So like, we're just going to keep broadening everything out. It's going to kind of work out as we go along. Like, it's going to expand out and down my arms with the same sort of theme. But like, now we're talking about ideas for how to connect the chest to the sleeves and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's really good to be making progress, not even just physically, but like mentally on this, where it's like everything is coming together in a way that makes sense now, and it's just about getting there. It's just about putting the time in, and that's the easy part as far as I'm concerned, because I put more time into tattoos than really anyone I know. So putting more time in it isn't hard to understand for me. For a while, it was just like, we can do this, but will it stay? And what do we need to do to make it stay? Like, and there was all these question marks about, can we do this? Even when we were fairly certain we could, it's like, will it last though? Like, this is approaching a year old now. When this video goes up, this tattoo will almost be a year old. And it has softened, but it's still there. So by the time this is a year old, I'm probably going to add a layer of Panthera black to it, because I wanted to do 1 year with both of these tattoos to see how they would age. That was my goal with them from the start. So once this makes it to a year, I'm going to touch it up with Panthera. And I might add some highlights and stuff in there too, just to kind of make it pop more. And what's that going to take me, an hour? Like, cool. An hour, and then I got a cool, basically new hand tattoo again. I'm not worried about touch-ups, obviously. So it's just, I wanted to see how long this would last on its own merits, especially being on a hand and me working with my hands for a living. So anyway, I've done 2 of these videos in a row now because my tongue has just been cut, and I haven't done anything in a little while, and I wanted to make sure that I had these videos done as I was getting to things, so that I wanted to show these when they were fresh. I didn't want to wait until they were healed, because I like doing these videos when they're fresh, and then the next week I show them when they're healed, and it's kind of like a fun, you'll see the before and after that way, right? So even though I didn't really want to get on camera and talk with my voice not firing at 100%, I did feel it was a good idea to document these two. And hopefully by the next time I will be talking a little bit better, as all now I've got a week off from all things body mods, whether I like it or not. I have no tattoo session in the coming week, and obviously there won't be a tongue split journey, so I get some time to rehab everything. I will quickly mention I got my my left conch up to 16 millimeters. I'm not going any farther than that one. It was very difficult. It's not incredibly happy with me right now, but I think I can stay there. And I had to go down to 17 millimeters in my right conch, just because even though it is right now 18 millimeters, I can easily put that piece in. It just doesn't like being that size. Like, it's just getting all kinds of angry at me for being stretched to 18. So I don't know if that can go any higher. I know I was pretty confident that I could get it to even 20 millimeters, but it's just having a really hard time. It's this part of my ear is getting super swollen whenever I put the 18 millimeter piece in. So even though even right now it is that size, it does not want to be. So I'm not going to push it too much. I don't need the headaches. I'm kind of over that for right now. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try again, but for now I'm letting that be. Maybe it just needs a little bit of time to cool off. I've been doing a lot to myself, God knows. So maybe my body's just saying no more for now, and I know when not to push because I don't want to screw that up. So anyway, I will talk to you guys again soon, and have a great day.